had some cuts on their body and they started bleeding out of nowhere. And these cuts were not made by human beings, it was made by the demonic entity that was present in that property that they were documenting this whole stuff in. That there was a religious leader from the family's church who also performed the ceremony inside the house. And this is what the document says. The religious leaders of the family's church held a ceremony in which they anointed corners of the house with a special oil, and this brought relief to the family. And they also mentioned that a third phase began in March 28, 1975, where no date of termination is given in the documentation. But during this phase, the family experienced missing money and moving and breaking of objects all around the house. And they've also been seeing a lot of stones that kind of just fall out of nowhere inside the house. But when this was happening, there were no more bodily cuts. And in addition, it also seems like one of the children inside the house and a girl who is apparently a maid that was working in the house doing some house chores and all that stuff, she kind of just got possessed by the demonic spirit, and she was showing a lot of different signs of demonic possessions. And the girl also reports that when she goes to sleep, she would end up losing a teeth for no reason. Now this kind of just reminds me of the Valak Conjuring story, because that was a movie that was based on a realistic event that took place in the Conjuring house, and that family went through a lot of demonic activities, and obviously kind of just affected the little kid. And I think in that movie, the demon was mostly behind this little girl, and you know, all the cross in her room would just basically turn upside down, and those things were crazy stuff that was happening in real life as well. So there's a literal documentation that was done on this whole thing, and we even have like a real footage that was captured by the people that were documenting this demonic possession. Now this document was not only about the Brazilian family, they also did another document on the American family who also seemed to have experienced a very similar kind of demonic activity around their house as well, in which the American family have also been witnessing a lot of stomping noise and objects that have been randomly moving inside their house. And this apparently seems to be something that most of the documents that they've worked on, every single demonic activity seemed to be something related to the stomping noise, as well as them hearing some sort of a demonic voice inside the house. And then you could hear footsteps on the staircase in the middle of night, and that was something that they've also noticed in the documentations as well. Now keep this in mind, that this is not coming from some religious person or someone that's just making up their own stories. This is literally coming from the government CIA files. Now obviously we know the CIA has worked on so many different things like aliens and UFO retrievals, and some of those things were classified documents. But now, after Trump has signed the executive order in order to like declassify all of these information, we obviously learned about some extraterrestrial beings that have already been in contact with the CIA, and they've been working on all of those documentations as well. The government and the CIA has already been working for so many years on learning about the demons and angels.